Oh, shit. It's getting more crazy every week.
Oh.
I started off with and I went into this. Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing out there? This is Intergalactic Interviews. I believe this is episode...
86.
80, is it 86? I think it might be 85. Saavedra.
86 was a good year.
Hold on.
I was born
Hold
then.
on. 85 is Steve
Celtics
Kitchen.
won a championship.
85 is Steve Kitchen, and 86 is this week with our illustrious guest, whom I will mention in one moment. But if you're watching on YouTube, you might already know because maybe we've had a view already. I don't know. C-Mart's in charge of that shit. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Intergalactic Interviews. My name is MD. Some people call me Jayme. To my immediate hard right is a man, good friend, great guy, great dude. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Saavedra, a.k.a. Saavedra. Let's get a little
Hello. Thank you. Thank you.
And running the cameras today, ladies and gentlemen, please, if I can, introduce with the utmost respect. Some people know him as Seymour, which is incorrect. It is, in fact, C-Mart. Yeah. We love him. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Martin on the board. Right there.
Legend.
Absolutely. Goddamn. And I know him, which is even, it's fucked up. Anyway, so let's talk about this, guys. You know what? There's a great opportunity right now. If you are in Vancouver or the Lower Mainland and you want to go ahead and check out the greatest isolation, total, solitary, single, greatest experience you can give yourself right now, it's a spa for your mind. It's amazing. It is called Float House. And if you go to floathouse.ca right now, you can get yourself an excellent deal if you use our podcast promo code IIPodcast. That gives you 20% off your next float. Seriously, basically just giving the stuff away. It's so amazing. It's like I said, it's a spa for your mind. You get your own personal tank. You get your own house coat, slippers. They totally treat you. It's just a totally tranquil, serenity-filled space. And you know what? Something I love is the people here. The staff are so knowledgeable and so supportive. It's just a beautiful place. When you walk in, you just take a deep breath. It just feels relaxing and normal and natural, and everyone here is super cool. It's a cool community, and if you go to floathouse.ca right now, you can find yourself checking out the premier isolation tank experience in the Lower Mainland. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that being said, should I say the podcast promo code one more time?
One more time.
Podcast. Make sure you use that out there. 20% off. Come on. Lets them know you're listening, and also gives you a great deal. Now, today,
crazy experience.
Crazy.
It's a crazy experience.
It is.
Shout outs to the dude Koi, man.
Yeah.
He's hooked it up.
Koi.
Coilito.
I gotta say, Koi was a very big part in this, and I would never have made that connection had it not been when I met him in studio at Amp Records via a session with Jacob Evolve. He came to listen to some cuts off an album we've been putting together for a while. But that being said, I'm gonna jump into that real quick. Let me break it down for who we have in person here. I'm sitting here. I'm rocking with the world famous. I'm sitting here hanging out with these guys are like straight up family. This might have been the least prep I've ever done for a show, just because like
that's good.
That's good. I can basically just like text these guys and know what's going on. These guys are in a group. One of my favorite groups from the city. I've been in on this since like the ground floor, since day one.
Since the Rupert House.
SDOE.
Since
the
basement.
Since the basement. And,
Below the ground floor.
Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for mega group Kinetic Intelligence Developing Soul Kids. What? Give it up for these guys. Right?
Done no.
Can I applaud myself?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What's going on? Now, if we're on camera right now, just so people can see what's going on from your immediate left to right, I'm looking at Jacob Evolved, Calvin, Monroe, Mizzy Miz, and you guys are rad, man. How's it going?
Oh, excellent.
Good,
Yeah.
man.
That's
awesome,
good, man. I'm fucking glad to hear that, because, like, straight up, the logistics of this show are pretty wild. People are probably out noticing we're, like, super crammed into this
There's
room.
2 mics. There's 2 mics.
Making it happen.
They're sitting quite close.
It's like, oh yeah, like when we were trying to put this together, I was like, guys, I don't know, the booth is really only set up for like 2 guests max, maybe, like, and it's like, no, we'll do it. I was like, okay, this is embarrassing, but can you bring stools? And they're like, yes. And then I still had to get another stool even because I fucked up and told you only bring 2. But here we are.
Made it happen.
Resourceful spots. Always make it happen.
These are good stools, man. They look good.
They do look good. Look at them.
You can't
This isn't as
stop us.
tight as Baddock's apartment in Kelowna that time when we slept as sardines on the floor in sleeping bags.
In his kitchen.
Yeah, in his kitchen.
That's paying dudes right there.
Yeah.
Hard up on the floor.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, paying a lot of dudes, but you guys are heading out on the road tomorrow. Now, when this comes out, you'll already be on the road.
Yes.
But you guys are heading out very shortly. Just doing everything possible right now to get yourselves ready. We met up before the show, and I think you guys did like a merch pickup. Basically, you guys got hooked up. You see Jacob Vols rocking the crew right now.
The Vancouver
The crew neck. Right there.
VNCBR, man.
Yeah, that's right.
So they helped us out with a
VNCBR.
few tings.
Yeah,
And
those
then,
guys are
of
nice
course,
guys.
Brad from DUI.
DUI.
as well.
That's
Hooked
right,
up some
man.
hats and whatnot.
I'm rocking this one from last tour, I think.
Ooh.
This one right
Yes.
Still crisp. You take care of your shit. That's
I
very
do
good.
fucking
Yeah.
yeah. Always, you know how you do that? You always gotta wash your shit inside out.
Yeah, I was
Inside
just gonna
out,
ask
and then you gotta
And
hang
hang
it.
Do you wash
And
it
hang
inside?
You gotta
it.
hang
Don't
dry
fucking
that
show
shit.
that in
Hang
the dry.
dry, wash it inside out,
Hang dry, wash
and
it
and you know it's funny, man. You ever meet I was when I started dating Liz a long time ago, I was like taking like impeccable care of my things in a way that maybe she'd never seen like a male do before. And I was trying to explain to her like the hip hop culture behind that, which is just like it's just like I'm like my shoes need to be fucking da 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 da. You know, like, I gotta take a toothbrush to this. You ever take a toothbrush to your laces? And she's like, I don't even do that shit to my own shoes. And I'm like, well, you need to take better care of your shit. That kind of stuff, you know. But no, like all real, like on the real though, like that kind of is part of it, is like being aware of how you're being presented, your image and your branding and things like that. And I don't know, it's kind of funny the way things have been moving lately. You guys are going on tour. What's like your first stop, very first stop? Where are you guys going?
Kenora.
Kenora,
Your hometown, bro.
Yeah.
Guess what venue we're doing?
I think you guys are gonna probably play. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know. Maybe Shooters.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Because that's the hippity hoppest venue in that city.
Oh,
so
dude.
shout out to Wes Romanak for
we
always showing us
played
love.
Shooters. How many?
So many times.
Yeah.
That's like home base, right?
Yeah,
That's
man,
home field.
I love Wes, man. He's always been really good to us out there. But like
You got your bro.
Yeah, your brother's
yeah,
gonna be kicking
actually,
it.
I just saw the bill, and North Shore is going to be opening for you guys.
That's
It's just
what's up.
hilarious. It's so good, man.
Love that.
Awesome.
That's some crew love, right? Like, yeah. I don't know. Like, you know what's funny about this is that's kind of the eclectic nature that we all kind of maybe come from the background. It was like we all have this appreciation of it. And then it's funny when you get to like a larger city where you can like, break apart your genres into these like single cell organisms, essentially, where it's like we only do hip hop shows or we only do like these whatever. I mean, I think the last time I was even on a bill with you guys, we had like Nubinson played, like Boomsday Alliance was on it.
Kellen Sape.
Kellen
fuck,
Sape.
that was- yeah, Red
Oh,
Gate.
that's
Chaplin,
right.
some soul R&B.
Didn't Kellen Sape just have a baby?
He did. Shout out
Yes.
to his baby.
That's right.
I think it's Esme.
Esme.
Yeah.
Esme. Is that
Baby girl.
is that how he named his daughter?
Yeah. Yo, the man had this big beard, and I saw him post yesterday on Facebook that his baby girl didn't like the feeling of the beard, so he shaved it off. He just got this.
He's got a
He's just
fucking
got a dust. He calls it the Magnum PI dust.
He's got a womb broom. That's
Yeah.
what they nice.
Yeah, dog. So
It's like this heartfelt moment. He's gonna play this back and be like, "Not a womb broom,
yeah.
just
Yeah.
a duster."
Big up Sam and his wife Amy.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I gotta tell you, I recently actually shaved this fucker down all the way, like pretty.
That face blanket.
Oh, face blanket. You got a huge face blanket.
Yeah,
Look
it's
at
long.
you, killer. Look at that. Show this guy on camera right now. Look at
Hey,
that
look at
beard.
me.
It's
Where are we?
mostly beard on camera right now. I'm looking at. It's mostly. You know what's funny is
Shut up, you guys are offensive.
every day. Oh yeah. You,
Fuck you.
what if your beard was one of us? It's like,
Yo,
you know what's fucked?
I've been trying for almost 30 years, bro.
Man, working on it. Sometimes you got like a real dirty Sanchez though.
Yeah, I go Mexican.
You got
I'm
filthy,
Mexipino.
filthy Sanchez sometimes.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I see you and I haven't seen you in a while, and it'll just be like, just darker above your lip, and I'll be like, "What's going on with that?" And you're like,
Did you not wipe the soy sauce off the top of your I think you sprayed some on
Whoops.
your face.
"Yeah, man, no, I think it's funny." But like, let me tell you the troubles of having a beard like that, though, Mizzy. Straight up, every day you wake up, I'm gonna explain Calvin's life right now. Every day you wake up and you're like, "Fuck, today's the day. I'm shaving it," and then no. And then you just live another day. And then someone will randomly, on your worst day with it, where you're just like, "Oh, it's so much to handle." On your worst day, someone will come up and be like, "Yo, man, nice beard." And you'd be like,
Straight up.
and you'd be like, "Fuck." And you know why I know this? Saavedra knows these struggles. That's how I know this. And
Yeah.
Saavedra, he put me onto this, basically. I was like, you got a good look. Let me copy it exactly. He's like, exactly? I was like, yeah, man. Like, just like a carbon. Copy, It's funny, man. Well, okay, so you guys going to Kenora? Why don't you list the dates off real quickly, in a row? Do you know offhand?
Yeah, I think so. Kenora is Friday, April 29th at Shooters, and then we head to Montreal.
Try again.
We know
Toronto.
this.
It's a hard line. You get straight to
That's a bit
Montreal.
of a trek.
Like,
But even just as hard as it's right to Toronto for Canadian Music Week. We play
Shit.
Adelaide Hall on May 5th at 8 p.m.
wow, that's going to be a big show.
Yeah, and we might have a
Yeah.
second showcase too, but we
Oh,
have no
really?
word on that. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good look. So from Kenora to Toronto, that's like a good 29 hours in a van.
It takes just as long to get to Toronto from Kenora, our hometown, as it does. It's actually, I think, at 2 hours less, but from Vancouver to Kenora.
Yeah. Isn't that's muffed,
Yeah.
right?
Well, most of
wow.
that's
It
a
doesn't
straight
seem to make
line.
sense.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much
and you
easier.
can undspeed like
Yes,
95% of the way.
Until Manitoba,
Yeah.
you are good.
Until
Yeah.
Manitoba. Oh
Yeah.
my
It's
god.
actually like Vancouver to Whitehorse. Wonder
Really?
about that.
I remember being on the road with Ali Dahesh once, and I woke up mid Saskatchewan, which is like where he's from, Saskatchewan, right? And I remember being on the road, and like I was like, where are we? And I look at the meter, and it's just redlined, like he's just like 200 or something like that. I'm like, are we going 200? He's like, it's okay, MD, don't worry. I'm like, it's not. Is it? Okay, I guess it's okay.
Yo, Ali loves to whip it
Straight up.
crazy styles. He knows it. He knows it. Yeah.
Dude, man. Yeah, I just.
Put your
he's-
seatbelts on. Yeah.
That's right, man. Yeah, actually, I saw him here a couple weeks back. He was actually just leaving a float, like just being a patron.
Yeah.
And he was like, "What? You're just doing the show?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, it's cool. Have to have him on the show
That's
very
dope.
soon."
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So then what? Okay, so Kenora, Toronto, then what?
Do you want me to just keep going?
Yeah.
just
keep
keep
going.
going. Roll it.
Good.
Right. I
Oh,
said it in
keep
succession.
Like a fucking elephant, right? So I got the shit memorized by
Sort that out.
Thursday, May 12th, we are at Lop Lops in Sault Ste. Marie.
Oh yeah.
And then the 13th of May, Saturday, we're in Wawa at the Lakeside.
it's gonna be a
Lakeview.
big
Lakeview
shoe.
OC, maybe not that
Lakeview
elephant.
Pub.
It's gonna be a
What's
big
that?
shoe.
Big shoe.
It's a
Yeah.
big show
Friday
right
the
there, yep.
13th in Wawa. That's a weird one.
That's
Yeah.
my birthday. You guys are
Yeah.
gonna be performing in Wow on my birthday.
Well,
Maybe I'll
Crazy.
Crazy.
We'll Skype you,
maybe I'll
motherfucker.
fly in.
Get it. Get it.
To
Right?
Thunder
You're
Bay
flying
and then send us a
Yeah.
text.
They're like direct.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
yeah, it's like $9,000 direct or something like that. They're like, all right, we'll
Yeah,
all
you'd have to,
direct.
like, hop a
charter
little
of like a
bush plane or
9-person
something,
plane.
Yeah, I'd have to rock Bearskin Airlines or some shit like
Yeah.
that.
Yo, on that tiny little like 12-person plane. Oh.
The goose, I'd have to rock the goose
Bearskin.
You
skin.
just fly in on a goose. It'd be like some never-ending story shit.
Just a
the
straight
gi-
up goose. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. No, that's cool. So Wawa, and then what?
Then the next day, Saturday, May 14th, we're at the West Fort in Thunder Bay.
Man, these guys don't stop. Don't
Then we have a
stop.
little bit of break. We'll be kicking in Kenora for a bit, and then we'll head to Alberta.
Lake of the Woods.
Yeah, shout out to Lake of the Woods and
Yeah,
Orlo
dude.
for Ripper.
Fucking big O.
Big old man.
That's dope. Dude.
Yeah,
man.
but in Alberta we do Friday the 20th at Distortion, which is in Calgary, and then the 21st is looking like Red Deer. We have the venue to be announced.
You guys doing that with
Ops.
Yeah, synthetics. Nice.
He actually helped link a lot of the Alberta tours. So shout out to Mark Goley and
That's
Mark.
good, man.
He's marked up entertainment now.
Is it marked up?
Marked up now, yeah.
Oh, I said the wrong name.
It's okay. But that
I
yeah,
think he's doing really well for himself.
He's
though.
doing very well.
So
He-
shout out to Mark Gold. We love that guy.
I talked
Ops,
to him
man.
talked to him a few days ago, and he's like doing 9 shows in 13 days. Like,
Man, I haven't talked to Ops in a minute, but it's always fucking respect and love. I like that guy.
Yeah.
So that man, you
Red
guys
Deer,
are gonna crush
then-
a bunch of Alberta dates.
Edmonton, May 22nd at Mercury Room. May 23rd, we go to Lake Louise, and I think it's Stables is what it's called. Stables Pub.
Yeah.
Stables.
Stables or Staples?
Stables.
I don't know.
Staples, the world famous.
It's like a
Staples
barn.
Center.
It's Stables.
And then
Get your Xerox signed.
Friday, May 27th, we're in Fernie, and then we might lock in a Nelson.
God
date or something
damn,
after
these
that.
guys on the road. Look at this.
We like ski towns.
Yeah, it's a good
Ski
spot.
towns are fun as fuck.
Yep.
I want to do a ski town tour in November. Like
Yep.
somewhere in there.
We could talk about that.
They're fun as
I think
fuck.
might have a little something. We could hook up with that. But we'll talk about that later. Anyway, let's get on some real shit. Let's
All
fucking
right.
talk about some what. The fucking, what's the name of that tour anyway?
Faust Life tour.
Faust
Faust.
Life. It's the Faust Life. Life in the Faust
Faust
lane.
lane.
Just waiting for that. Yeah. Thank you. That was. Okay, you know what I feel like? It's funny because you guys have done the show now a couple times, right? Do you know how many times you've been on the show?
Third or fourth.
Third or fourth. You guys are also guests on the now defunct Knights of Dunsmuir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think we did one of the last ones, didn't we?
I think you were the last one.
Yeah, we did two of those, didn't we?
That's right. They were like, after you, they're like, I don't think we can do this anymore.
Yeah.
You fucking
Those
guys.
rappity
Yo, I
rappers.
remember that one.
Yeah.
Yo.
Nah, that was like medium contentious, and it ended up being okay. But yeah, that you know what? I don't know if I've even really addressed it beyond like I think I had Spree Killers on the show maybe when I came back to Intergalactic Interviews. That might have been episode 66 or 5 or 7 or something like that. And I talked about it a little bit, but Trevor was my my co-host on that show. And originally he had reached out to me. He was like, "Hey, do you want to do the show? I got Van City Buzz behind it, backing it. Do you want to get involved?" And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Let's talk it out." And so we figured out some logistics. Did about 2 months of pre-production, and then it was like, "Yeah, let's do our first guest." And it was like, "Okay, we have Biff Naked on the show. Okay, that's pretty cool." And the numbers were looking good, but at the same time, I put this show on pause so we didn't cannibalize the audience, from one into the other. And then the whole plan was to do that show for about 6 months and then start up Intergalactic Interviews again, just like get a nice running start and then go back to this and then yeah, exactly right. And then it just didn't really work out like that. It was just kind of creative. I think Trevor's good at like what he does, and I think I'm medium at what I do, and I think when we were together, he's probably he's got a great
Extra medium though.
Yeah, he's doing a great show right now about this like film podcast, which is really dope. So he's good on him. He ended up we both landed on our feet pretty well. I think is totally fine. But
I'm amped to see Intergalactic Interviews back in action.
Yeah, dog.
yeah,
Yeah.
this new team here, we got Saavedra and C-Mart on the boards. These guys are killing it right now.
Absolutely.
Should we talk about wrestling then?
We could.
I feel like we should.
I mean,
We
it's
could hold it down real quick for you. Go ahead.
Well, no,
Shoot Saavedra a question. This should even be a segment.
I'm just saying.
Shoot Saavedra
I'm not up to date
a
and
wrestling
current.
question.
yeah.
I'm not so new aged.
That's okay.
All right, that's fine.
Wrestling.
That's
I'm a little
100%.
caught up these days.
But yo, this
I'm a little
motherfucker's
caught up
down.
these days.
He's down.
Once you start getting back involved, you're
Oh,
like,
man.
I'm just gonna watch
I'm
here and
just
there.
saying.
And you're like, all right, I'll keep checking it out.
I feel like Sting was one of the greatest wrestlers of all time.
Okay, here we go.
Sting is my absolute favorite, and he
Cool.
always has been.
I know. Why is that? Why is Sting?
I
People that don't know what we're
it's
talking
just
about.
like the
Sting,
mystery
wrestler.
behind it, and like
Not
just
like-
like his persona, the way he was. He's like he didn't really say much. He just
Yeah.
kinda
Long
like
run,
So,
just,
like,
too.
what about,
It was
like,
a
Surfer
long
Sting?
run.
what's that?
Were you a big fan of like Surfer Sting back in
That's
the
like 80s Sting.
The
Like
first-
Not
like the
as
80s,
much,
yeah.
but like
Pink
when he
and
became
green.
like black, like all the
hated
black
that.
trench coat and
Crow,
dropping out
yeah.
the fucking exactly. When it was old school, I was still a fan. I was still a fan for sure. But it's like when he was like started dropping down from the roof every night, and like he just became this weird silent like dude that just came in and whooped your ass, and he looked badass as fuck.
so
when
you
he was doing
like
it.
Crow Sting?
Like the
Yeah.
crow,
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's interesting. So did you ever see any?
Interesting.
But did you ever see any of the stuff in his like?
Trying to find a way.
Yeah, trying to jump in. Interesting.
Yeah, whatever, bro.
Hell's knowledge.
Fuck off, Kelvin.
Well, okay. Sting after WCW ended up signing with TNA, like Impact. And
Okay.
so, which is
This
like
is
a
beyond my
third-
time.
That's like a third tier fucking.
It's
wrestling
wax sauce?
performer. Well,
It
I
is.
mean,
It's wax sauce?
It's whack
Yeah.
compared to like some of the other product out
Right.
there. But he ended up doing this whole thing. Didn't he do like a whole Joker thing for a while after?
Yeah, he painted his face and like dressed up like the Joker from
Yeah.
The Dark Knight for a while.
There's a lot
Really?
of like
That
you-
was really
Who
bad.
did that, Sting?
Wow.
Sting. Yeah.
That's the Sting I remember.
Yeah.
No, you don't. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't
Nobody
know.
was-
He always wore face paint. He always wore
was
face
watching
paint.
that.
Yeah, he always wore. You're probably thinking
Fuck, I don't know
WCW.
shit. Yeah,
I think you're thinking
Yo, have-
WCW with Eric Bischoff
Yo,
and shit like
and
that.
Just be clear. None of us are talking about like Desert Rain or Desert Rose, like Sting, and like none of us. Are
No,
talking
yeah,
about,
no, yeah, not message in the
That's what I thought you guys were talking about.
message in the
Like,
To
you didn't
be
like
fair,
know
that's
this.
a
Sting?
good piece of trivia though with that Sting, like because wrestler Sting owned the name first, but like because when he went solo, so Sting the artist pays Sting the wrestler $1 a year to use the name.
Wow.
I appreciate
That's
the
100%
gravity of
a
that.
true.
Even-
True?
That's a true wrestling fact.
That
Did you
is
guys?
cool.
Did you guys get down with Ric Flair? Or did you hate Ric Flair?
Love
Bro.
Ric Flair.
I fucking love Ric Flair.
Idolize Ric Flair.
When he used to have like
Number
the
one,
fucking
man.
like couch set, and yeah, when he had like his little like TV show in the show.
Yeah, Flair for the gold.
Yo, that shit was crazy. I was mad
Knows
young.
the name.
Yeah, I was
Hilarious.
mad young when that shit was happening. But yo, right I saw that, I was like, yo, this guy is a gangster. Like,
What was
he's
it
a
called?
pimp.
A Flair for the gold.
A flair for the gold.
Yeah. And he was
Jesus.
just his fucking walk and like Yak said, fucking
You gotta whoop.
Don't they call that styling and profiling?
Yeah,
What do you
Style and profiling. Limousine riding,
And so-
jet flying.
So one of my new like favorite new rappers is Tory Lanez.
Yeah,
and he
he's
has
fucking
a-
buck, man.
He's got a track called Ric Flair, and he opens it with a Ric Flair quote, and it's
Does
yeah,
it? Which
yeah.
one is it?
Oh,
You
he's
probably
like,
listened to it 100 times.
Oh
What is
yeah. He's like, oh fuck, I forget the guy's name, but he's like, you and me, it's time now. Like, oh, fucking, I think it was like, I want to say it's Machida, but that's not right.
No, that's like cross
No,
sports
that's
shit.
exactly. But all I'm saying is like every time I hear that, because I'm just in the zone of the song.
That's funny. I wonder
But
if
yeah,
it's like
yeah, I'm on my Ric Flair. Woo! Bitches love me on my Ric Flair. Woo!
Is that how it goes?
Yeah,
For
yeah.
real? That's
yeah, it's super
funny.
dope.
That's fucking dope. Yeah, man. Yo, he's got such great mic stage presence. You could almost put up, like, okay, technical wrestling. Where does Ric Flair rank in technical wrestling?
Probably he's the greatest wrestler of all time.
All time.
He's the greatest.
and he had the greatest
He's
stage
up there. He's in
command
the pantheon.
maybe ever of wrestling. Right?
He's in the pantheon.
Pantheon, that's
The
right.
wrestling pantheon.
That's
yeah.
right, man.
Yo, and he's also an avid Panther fan.
He is he a
Carolina Panther.
Is he a
yeah.
Carolina Panther fan?
He was in their dressing room before the Super
Well,
Bowl
he's
last
from.
year.
Is he from South Carolina
Yeah.
or North
I
Carolina?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Yeah, he's
So he's
from
not
there.
only in the Pantheon.
He's a Tar Heels.
He's in the
fuck, I bet.
Panthers dressing room.
Panthers are out the playoffs though.
Yeah.
Who do you think right now in hip hop has the best mic stage presence? And I'm talking like the best, someone outside of the actual lyrics and music and everything. I'm just talking like this guy gets on stage and whoa,
Yeah.
just pay attention. Like, Prince just passed away this past weekend,
Rest in peace.
and he was someone who always had like massive stage presence, like just you were just drawn to whatever he was doing. I mean, yeah, he was wearing like high heels.
He did
and
it with
shit,
such ease,
but yeah,
right? Like he looked so comfortable. up there.
very, very comfortable. So like, who in hip hop has that right now? Who has that? I used to think back in 03 that 50 Cent had insane stage presence because like he could just stand there in a bulletproof vest and you just be like, what? Like his shows used to kind of suck actually. Like way too many hype men, not like really mixed well. It was just awful. But then like over the years, like that's like what 13 years ago or some shit. Obviously that's improved. Who do you think would fit that criteria now? Who do you feel off hit?
I don't know, man. The two biggest names right now are Kendrick and Drake
Yeah.
to me.
But do you think Drake has? See, like I don't really think Drake has like stage presence like that though. Like I think Drake has aura.
Yeah, the aura I think does more for him.
Like exactly, like almost in a sense, like Drake can drop the first 4 bars to a song that everyone knows, and he can have that place fucking moving, and yo, hats off to him. That's awesome. But I'm talking like, is every eye drawn to him for that, or is it the music? Whereas I'm talking like someone who maybe has not even the greatest music can get up there with stage presence and be like, what the fuck? Like, okay, good example.
Travis Scott, man.
Yeah, he's
Travis
got a good
Scott,
rep for that,
okay,
yeah.
Tory
that's-
Lanez, man.
Tory
Tory
Lanez,
Lanez.
Tory Lanez is bonkers
Tory
with
Lanez,
it.
Man.
Denzel Curry.
I must have watched those Snapchats when Tory Lane was last in the city here.
Dog.
Wow.
Mizzou's stage side or whatever, and I was watching the crowd just go fucking buck,
That was
man.
nuts.
Just crazy. I watched those over and over again because I was just like, what the fuck? And someone, this woman I've been shopping beats to, she's like a beat broker for the last, I don't know, 4 years I've been doing this, working with her. Her like main guy is Tory. So for a while now I've been hearing about Tory Lanez, and I never really thought it was whatever, but now he's like crossing over big time. It's good, man.
That's pretty crazy because you shop him beats to this lady who then
Yeah,
gives
like I
it-
have definitely shopped
right
production to
So,
him.
another
100%.
another like degree of separation is like he does a lot of like hook writing, so he'll get the beats, just write hooks and ship them out to artists, and he does a
really?
lot, like Meek Mill and stuff like that, or he's written a bunch of hooks for him. So it's like you're shopping the beat to him while he's writing the hook and then shopping the hook,
Reshopping it.
reshopping it to somebody else,
That's some
and then
like
pushing it.
world trade shit. That's like how you put hands on something and add value to it. Oh, like it's your coffee bean, Jacob, but Kelvin owns the wagons that brings it, so that adds the value, and then he sells it, and then like that kind of thing. Like it just
Then we rack the money, and then
Globalization,
when we get caught, we blow.
yeah.
The
And then we
buildings
fill
down.
the wheels with Coke. You're like, whoa, what the fuck? Can we just sell coffee? Nope, not in Colombia.
No.
If you didn't already know, yeah, like that shit. Yeah, man. You know who I would have said like a good example of that stage presence shit would be like the late great Sean Price. He had sick fucking presence where like he was just I mean he was a big guy like size wise, but also that he just like I mean he used to walk out with the mic stand. That shit, right? And he would just rock with the mic stand up there. Like, that's
His first
crazy,
few
man.
jams,
yeah,
yeah.
for at least, right? His first few jams. That shit's kind of cool. I like people, you know, that do that sometimes. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, he's
You guys gonna rock out there like the Four Seasons?
Just
Have four stands.
doing the same choreographed dance moves.
Thinking about it.
Right. These fuckers.
Yeah.
I can see how that shit's useful though.
It is
Too.
very, it's very cool.
Because
You got-
when I was touring solo and we did Thinking About You, I would always grab the mic stand and I would stand still for it. Because if I'm bouncing around trying to spit some double time shit, I'm probably gonna have a heart attack.
good luck.
Yeah. So I
That
try to
shit's
avoid.
triple fucking time. Like
Yeah.
insane, yeah.
So I can see where it's useful.
Yeah.
To like cut, like, because we spend so much time in our show being so energetic. If we did take a minute to just chill and do mic stand shit, not that I'm saying we're gonna do that or
No.
that's what I'm looking to do, but I can see where that's helpful for the full performance.
Well,
Yeah, I do it a
change
little
that.
bit too, like with the dancers up north when putting on shows with them. I tend to like to use just the mic stand, and it limits my movement. But I mean, there's dancers all over the stage, right?
Yeah.
So it's like they're filling the stage, and I get to just like do my thing, kind of be in my lane, and just like operate like I don't operate normally. So I appreciate sort of that like that unknown, I
Yeah.
guess.
So like
Yeah.
what can you explain the unknown a little bit more? Like elaborate on what you
Yeah,
said.
just like I'm much more familiar with like trying to fill the stage, whether it's myself or whether it's with the four of us, making sure that like all the voids are filled. So if I have a chance to just grab a mic stand and just have like my little area,
Yeah.
while like the rest of the stage is clearly being filled, you know, by dancers,
Yeah.
then I enjoy that.
See,
I
that's
enjoy
what
trying that out.
Okay, yeah, I'm so glad you said that because that is kind of like what I'm getting at. Like fill in those areas. Like everything should be hype as fuck. And you know what? That's something really, really dope about you guys live. It really, really stands out in the city. It's just how energetic as fuck people are around you. You know, like it's pretty cool because like one thing I really like about watching you guys live is you can like just pretty much dial in on one member, and you're not like static. You're not like just playing
No.
like, you know, right side, stage side, whatever. It's like, no, man, you're like, you guys are wild, jumping over each other and fucking
Yeah.
like leapfrogging and shit. Like,
I have no qualms saying that. Tell me an artist in the city that's giving you that live of a show.
I don't know, man.
Tell me
I haven't
who they are and bring them to me and let me see their show.
Yeah, like I don't even know if I've ever seen someone like personally. Like, you know, here's the thing: is the scene is kind of like growing in a way where like there are guys that maybe were just doing like 5-minute like guest spots here and there not too long ago that are now doing like 15-20 minutes, and they're kind of like filling this gap. So there's like this whole new gen coming up just in like a small period, like even within 5 years, from 5 years to
absolutely.
now, like almost a whole another scene. Still some of the main players in the scene. But that's the thing, like I feel personally, because people always ask me about the fucking Vancouver rap scene. They're always like, what do you feel about this? What do you feel about hip hop? I had a dude asking me the other day if I felt that there was enough beat battles in the city or something. And I was like, I've been a part of beat battles before, and I just like I don't know. It kind of gets like always gets way too fucking political and like popularity contest ish. You know, it's
Because
kind
it's a
of
small city, man.
yeah. Like I remember one time. I'm not trying to be a prick about this. I'm trying to say
Be a
this.
fucking prick.
Be a
man. It's
prick,
okay.
bro.
Okay,
Well-
man.
Okay, I'm just trying to say it like this. Like, I remember one time I was doing this beat battle, and this is probably the second one I was in. So it wasn't like I was like jaded or some shit like that. But I went into this battle, and I don't think I went beyond the second round or something like that. It was like Stanley Cup shit, like 4 rounds or something. So I don't think I went beyond the second round. And I was going back to my chair, like literally in the crowd, like, okay, all right, guess I lost. Just like, yeah, just like trying to be cool about it, like, it's okay, it's another day. And I went back to my chair, and like it just like struck me. I was like, man, I'm one of like the few guys probably competing tonight that's like actually making money at this shit. Like for everyone else that is, winning, quote unquote, that night, I'm like, okay, but like, what are you doing? Like, what are you really? Are you advancing your career? Do you have your publishing straight? Do you know anything about, getting yourself placed in the right areas, that kind of stuff? Like, do you have relationships with artists that'll be doing things, going on tours nationally and otherwise, internationally, So I was like having all these like whatever, but at the same time, like, yeah, but you lost, you lost. And in the scene, you lost. And I'm like, all right, I guess I lost, but I don't know.
Two different battles,
That's right. And like, so I'm like,
we all play that politic game.
That's right. So
Yeah,
that kind of
yeah.
turned me off battles for a while. I was like, what am I doing? Who am I proving this to? Other producers? I'm like, I don't want to do it like that. I'd rather make records with artists that want to just be like, no matter what you do, you look back and you go, hey, that was fucking fun. That was cool. That opened up this door. This did that. I'd rather be that than like, that was awful. That was the worst thing I ever did. Fuck. Like, who wants to be a part of that?
Yeah.
That's my thoughts.
Yeah, man. I feel like I went through that with lyricism battles coming into the scene too.
Same thing. Yeah.
Whitehorse, it's a small scene, and was easily it was easy for me to win those battles in a sense. But once I came to the bigger city, Vancouver, I was out first round.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
you're like, I know
fuck
I'm not
these guys,
whack.
man.
Yeah.
I know I'm not
I
that
know
whack.
I'm not whack. That's the thing. Like, I know I'm not, but it's because you didn't go to elementary and high school here, and
For
they bring like their fucking boys.
For sure. And you know what?
Yeah.
Like, to me, I look at that in a positive way, in a sense that like I've gone a different direction and thoroughly enjoy the direction I'm in now.
Well, that's the
You know what I
thing.
mean?
Like those guys. I won't even. You don't even have to say names, but there are guys that are like still doing that. Still, like we just talked, like how small of a scene generation can be, like 5 years.
Yeah.
There are guys that have been doing that longer than that and are still doing that.
100%.
And it's like, all right, if that's all you want to do, fucking cool. But do you want to go on tour? Do you want to like be successful? Do you want to have like nominations and awards? Do you want to have like any kind of media presence
Yeah, man.
whatsoever?
Straight
No
up.
time to
You know
fuck
what I
up
mean?
the flow like B.
Yeah. Yeah.
No time to fuck up the flow like B.
But yeah, it's not everything's for everyone. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So it's like if you find your lane and that's your niche, it's like do that.
You
You
guys
know what I
are-
mean? Because
yeah.
like hip hop as a culture, there's so many different aspects to it, and not everyone can partake in every aspect of it. You know what I mean? If you're a good battler, then that's it. You know what I mean? Like look at the scene from New York. Even you guys got
That's
like,
true.
You got Supernat.
That's
One
true.
of the greatest freestyles of all time.
Yeah,
Is he known as anything other than that?
No.
But he still gets mad respect in hip hop.
that's true. Now,
Yeah, it's not saying
Yeah.
that isn't respected. I can definitely agree with that. But
yeah.
yeah, like it's just like most battlers aren't good songwriters, and that's not a diss. That's just factually like show
Yeah.
me.
But you can still make a career from it, like Pat Stay.
Pat, yeah, or
I can't fuck with Pat
Illmac.
Stay's like
No.
recorded music.
No.
But he does his thing in that
Or like-
in that
Yeah.
arena.
Or like say Disaster, probably like, probably hands down one of the greatest of all time
Yeah,
in battle
yeah,
rap right now.
absolutely.
So, but you like listen to his music and like some of his joints, like his back against the wall, back against the wall. Like I don't know if you ever heard that song. You're just like, wow, I thought you were like a murderer. But like Diz is fucking dope. He's a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then like you put him in that booth and it's just, I almost compare it to kind of like
One anomaly though, I'm
What?
sorry, man, but I have to say it. The late great Idea.
Idea. Now he had that. What's that song?
Dude.
Where he talks about like the demon in your own pants or something. What you don't talk about?
Well,
That's like his famous
got a
joint.
monster inside me. But anyway,
Yeah, that one.
He
That one's
did a
dope.
couple albums with DJ Abilities, and
Abilities is like
maybe it's the teenage angst in me, but like I loved him through and through as a battle rapper as well as an MC on recorded joints.
Yeah.
And in most cases, I will agree that like Miz, I think you brought that up, that like battle rappers aren't necessarily good songwriters
and
but-
arrangers, like yeah.
but that was just one MC that I like fucked with on a huge level. Thoroughly appreciated all of his
Yeah,
artistry.
and again, that's not to
Crazy.
discredit their art.
No,
or anything.
not at all,
It's
not
just
at all.
like again, finding the niche and finding what you're good at and really
Yeah.
excelling at that.
Like, you know what, man? Like,
Because at the end of the day, you just want to leave a mark on the culture in your era, right? So, like, if freestyling was my thing and battle rapping was my thing, and that's how I could make my mark, I would probably run with it.
but you're
You know
a
what I
great
mean?
freestyler, though. You're a really great freestyler.
I'm borderline, man. I'm great until I freestyle with the great freestylers. Do you know what I mean?
I see.
I
Like,
ride,
I think
I
that's
ride
a
that
humble.
border, man.
That's
I think
a
I ride
humble
that
approach.
border.
But I have seen. I mean, like I don't know, man. Like I don't even know how many rappers I've ever seen. Let's just say however many. Fucking just throw an arbitrary number. Let's say
743.
743 rappers. All right, I would still put you in the top 5 of those freestylers. Because I'd be like, whoa, you're fucking nice with it, you know. Like that's crazy. But like,
Yeah.
That's mighty kind. I
But
think
even
that's
when
mighty
you're
kind.
when
I
you're
appreciate
when
it.
you're at your best and you dumb out,
Yeah.
that's special. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
like, really
Like I don't see that happen from many other cats that are freestyle. Like there's guys that hold their own and they do well and they're consistent, but it's like there's these blackout moments that happen fairly often where you're like, okay,
Eyes rolling in the
yeah,
giant.
yeah, I can tell by the look in your eyes where it's
Yeah,
at. You know what I mean?
Like, listen to these guys, man. These are your brothers.
Because I've seen it for years. I've seen it for years, man. And
years.
I
Yeah.
have no shame or qualms saying that I agree with you. And at his best, if it was like, okay, everybody brought their A game, he might be top 3 better than top 5.
Yeah, and I mean that.
Those are too kind, man. I appreciate that, and I definitely I love to freestyle. I'm happy to throw my freestyles around whenever, you know what I mean. But it's not my forte. I don't like to think it's my forte.
No, like that's the thing. You're also a great writer, but you're part of a really great group that writes well. Like you guys take dedication to lyricism, which is really dope. I don't ever see any filler bars. I don't see any filler lyrics. It's one of the parts that I love the most about listening to you guys. Is like I'll listen to certain artists that are like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like if you're like maybe just jockeying both the pop world and hip hop, and you like bring up names like a Meek Mill kind of guy. Now Meek Mills is not like really like known for his lyricism or something like that, but in his like subgenre of like trap, whatever the fuck.
Ironically, he is a lyricist.
He is a lyricist.
That's the trippy
which
thing,
is,
yeah,
which is
absolutely.
crazy. So you're like, okay, well, hold up. This guy's lyrical?
yeah.
And it's like, my gun. It's a gun, G-U-N, it is a gun. And you're just like, all right, that's not that lyrical. And then he's like, how are you going to tell me what's lyrical? And then you're like, okay, so this is how you get your props eventually. Because you muscle the opinion out of people just because it's like, the only people you're being compared to is like Young Jeezy and like Future and like Young Thug.
But
and,
again,
like all
that's-
these guys are like just like, really? That guy does the same music as Nas. Like that, you know what I mean? Like, cause when we're talking like subgenres and shit, Bill O'Reilly does not give a fuck about trap versus hip hop or shit like that. He just goes like Nas, noted gangster rapper, and Future, known pop singer or something, you know, that kind of shit. Like they don't fucking know. They just call it like it is, rapper and rapper. It's weird, man, when you break it down like that.
Well, it's just such a oversaturated, accessible art now that you get so many different genres within it, right?
Yeah.
Like we were joking about like the rap that where like they're not really saying anything, like kind of
Oh.
like he's like, but I'm sounding moving man and a woo woo and a real like
Yeah.
you're like, what are you saying, bro? But I still bump
Fucking
it.
Exactly. Well, yo, that is exactly it. Like, didn't Hobson make a record like that?
I believe so. And
And-
it was ironically, it was like one of his better
Best records
his
ever.
highest.
I mean, dude, what a bittersweet feeling. Because I think I saw that on like Noisy, like Vice's channel there, or whatever, and it's just like Hobson just accidentally made his best song ever,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
He's like trying to make fun of people, but then he gets the most plug off.
You're just like, what are you saying? Like, and that's what it sounds like. It sounds like we're like ad-libbing that, but no, like that's what the fuck it sounds like. And that, I guess, when I listen to records from like Future, that's what it sounds like to me. It's like someone speaking through like a desktop fan, like you know what I mean? Like that's, it's just like I'm picking up gas on my go, and my cats blow. Like just fuck, it just sounds like it, and it's like that is super fucking cool at 3 a.m. when everyone's lights out, black out, drunk, just fucking wild.
Yeah.
I love that because those 808s
Panda.
bang and you hear the hi-hats and like, ooh,
Panda.
all sub. I love that. And you know what? I love producing that shit sometimes. But like, man,
It's
I
fun
don't.
too. It has
Yeah.
its place.
Yeah.
It has its place.
But I don't wake up to that shit. I don't like hit the alarm and go like, better put on some fucking Future.
Yeah.
Ocean.
Blow to the left.
Like I don't listen to that shit. Like I don't. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about though. Like there's not like I don't know. There's like
What is the best morning hip hop music though?
actually I said Nas earlier, but Nas's song "Good Morning" actually is probably the best.
A record I used to listen to a lot in the morning. This is J Live.
J Live's dope.
J Live in the morning.
It's a good call. That is a good call.
No, I do R&B and soul in the morning. When
Yeah,
I wake
that
up,
makes more sense.
I'm not like I want to hear like because I'll be at 4 in the afternoon. I'm walking to work. I'm listening to like ASAP Ferg, Future.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on a new level, like all that. I'm on a new level. Bought me a new shovel. All that shit. But in the morning,
Bugatti.
in the morning it's like John Legend, Frank Ocean,
Yeah.
Al Green,
That's smooth.
Bob Marley.
I shaved this fucking beard to Bobby Bird. You guys ever heard Bobby Bird?
I don't know if I've heard of Bob.
No,
Marley.
man.
Bobby Bird is like probably most famous. He sang a song called "You Don't Know," and that song was sampled by Kanye on the Blueprint.
Yeah, you don't know what you're doing. Sure I do.
That shit. That's dope. So you ever check out Bobby Bird? He mostly does like kind of like up tempo funk, almost like I want to say like a poor man's James Brown, but he was like definitely in that era. Like you could tell. He actually did a record with James Brown, which is like kind of before features and shit like that. So that was kind of pioneer.
I bump a lot of Charles Bradley, who used to
Dope as fuck.
do James Brown covers.
That's
So he
right.
finally-
Now was he the
That
homeless
documentary that we watched where they were like
man.
he had trouble at first performing because he wanted to dress like James Brown, like he was doing his old impersonator gigs, but they're like, no, we want to brand you as something new, and he's like didn't know how to feel comfortable outside of that
Took a
James
second
Brown.
to adjust,
Is
yeah.
Charles
Yeah.
Bradley the guy who used to be homeless?
Uh,
Is that him?
I don't know
Monroe
if-
I don't
says
know
yeah.
about homeless,
You
but
don't
he was
even
like he was,
But he was
roughing
rough.
it out. At some point in his life, he was homeless for sure. And the thing with him is he got discovered when he was 62,
Okay, so
and like his
that-
music sounds like it should have been released in the 70s.
All right, yeah,
And you can just-
yeah.
You can feel his emotions
Oh,
when
it's
you
amazing.
listen to his voice. Like
He
it's-
peaks everything he records.
Really?
He clips like that's just how crazy his voice is. They just learn to like deal with it. Like the people that he works with, you know what I mean? They're like he clips every track. He just
Yeah.
every engineer's worst nightmare. Is
Yeah.
just like, fuck me.
I don't-
like.
But they're all
Just
hits
gotta
too.
ride that
Yeah,
fader.
but they're still hits. You know what I mean?
I don't know the name of that documentary we watched, but I would suggest that to anybody.
Oh yeah, the Spirit of America or Soul of America
but
or something like that.
the-
Charles
even the way the
Brown's.
producers talk about him, they're like, yeah, like we'll be like trying to write the song, we'll have an idea, and he won't be able to write, but then will stop and talk for like about his life experiences, and we're like, yo, why don't you sing about that? And he'll just make up this crazy jam
one
on the
wants
spot
to hear
and
that
just
shit.
kill it and just kill it.
And then he has a cool story about it.
Yeah,
right?
because you can just feel his pain. man.
But that's an advantage to starting writing originals at 62. You got a whole life of
story.
stories and
Yeah, man.
experiences to
Yeah.
like portray now.
That's true.
So the wealth of like
Yeah, that's fair.
experience
That's
to dig
really what the
into.
sophomore jinx is for real. It's that you run out of the things that made you relevant, and you get to the point. I mean, not to beat a dead horse, but we talked about 50 Cent earlier. That's kind of what happened. He had this really cool like origin story, and then what? There and then it's like, and then he's like, "No, I'm rich," and you're like, "All right, now what? No, I hate everyone." And they're like, "All right, now what? No,
Buy
I'm
my
just
water.
Yeah, now I gotta buy my water." They're like, "All right, now what?" No, I got like a TV show. And they're like, "Okay, now what? No, I'm just rich again.
Now
Now I'm not rich." Yeah, like
He is-
his weird progression.
He's
It's
a
like,
smart businessman.
yeah, he is a smart dude though.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun. Do you think what happened? I think actually last time I had you guys on the show, didn't we talk about he was just going broke?
We were talking about his like fake bankruptcy shit.
Yeah, that's
Or
right.
is it, you know?
Whatever happened, ended up not being broke, right?
Yeah.
I think we all called that pretty well.
declares bankruptcy, posts on Instagram like a trunk full of money
Yeah,
out of like a foreign car. You know?
Got all my money out the bank.
Broke.
the one he had a whole roll of money to the side of his face, and it showed him like wiping away tears, and he's like, "I'm so broke," and it's just like 100 grand in like
Yeah.
ones.
I think the feds gave him a hard time about that.
Yeah,
shit, though, eh?
the
They
judge
kinda-
was saying some shit like, "Oh, yeah, how you gonna say you're broke and then you're taking all these Instagram pictures of money?" He's like, "Oh, that's just for show. It's not real." Like, get the fuck out of here.
Dude.
That's not real.
Which is weird because like that's actually setting like legal precedent.
Oh yeah.
That means that there is going to be elite celebrities in the future that are going to be nailed somehow with taxes, and just will use the 50 Cent defense of like, oh, it's all for show. I mean, all this is entertainment. You don't really believe this, right? All this shit's rented. All this. It's like, really though? Is it rented? Like, you have albums of material talking about how like other people do this, and you don't. You're like, yeah, it is what it is. It's just fucked up.
It's not.
I was gonna say, let's see. Let's talk a bit about. You guys got new records coming on the way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Faust Life. Life in the Faust Lane. What's going on next with the album then? What's happening?
I don't think the album title is gonna be Faust Life.
I don't think so either. I think that was just the touring name. I
Yeah.
just threw that out there.
But I don't know if have we made it official? I don't know if
No,
we've
I
dropped
don't
the
think it's-
gavel yet.
yeah.
And
you guys are still
solidified the
putting
name.
records
No
together. that's
contracts
fine. I
been signed.
understand.
No, the recording's done though.
Now, you guys are gonna go on tour, probably stop off some radio show and give them the exclusive. You guys don't want to give me the exclusive.
No, man, it's
You give us the exclusive, or no?
no. We don't have the exclusive, bro.
Okay, these guys with their.
We don't have an actual.
We could give him a song.
All right.
Oh, like a song. Oh,
leak
we
a
can do that.
song.
Oh, that's
we
fine.
can't like the album.
I just mean, like, the album name,
but
yeah.
there might be a song.
Actually,
we
you know
could
what?
leak you.
We've changed things up now. I can't even play your shit because now we're on iTunes.
What you talking about?
yeah,
Dan?
what the
are you
hell?
talking
This
about,
is
Dan?
just for my headphones.
From your pouty face tonight, man.
It's like, wait, so you just want a song? Yeah, guys. Just me. Like, wait, you're not gonna leak it to the audience? Nah. This is for me to consider and then
We'll
laugh
think
later.
about it.
And then they're like,
Oh, that song was pretty good though.
exactly,
Just letting everybody know.
pretty good. I heard it first. Like just some shitty guy. Like, yeah, that's where that's where we're coming from. I'm just a regular guy, regular thoughts. Just want it first. That's it. Look, okay, so you can't really reveal album shit, but we do have like some other projects on the go. You guys are always steady busy. What's going on?
I was like,
Well, we could talk about the record a little bit.
Well, let's talk about this then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have a name, TBA.
Well, it might play off the Faust concept, which
Okay.
is why the tour is named Faust Life. So, that gives you a little insight onto what might be coming on the record. But it's an epic record, man. It's epic. It's long. It's gonna be over an hour, about 20 tracks.
Wow.
It's
That's a full.
I feel like it's a Dostoevsky novel or something. You know what I mean?
Okay,
It's
here we
like
go.
Brothers Karamazov, 1,000 pages.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we talking like 1 minute cuts? Are we talking like full length?
2 to 6 minute cuts.
Wow.
There's a variety. There's a variety of styles,
Got
of
interludes.
content, of song lengths and concepts.
Highest
like,
quality interludes you can imagine. I was like, the interludes are like.
Those are under
Well,
two.
the interludes
Must be the
play.
best part of
The
record.
interludes play a crucial point in the record because they're segues. The record is broken down to either 5 or 3 sections,
Okay.
chapters that you could say. You know what I mean? And the interludes mark those breaks and transitions.
I want to ask production questions. Who's producing all this shit?
Hi.
Bow! Right there.
Boom.
Okay. What was the production like? How did you approach it on this one? I'm gonna get real, guys. Guys, I'm gonna get a real producer with this real quick.
We started. Some of these beats started actually on the road that I would like make with the radio tuner.
I want to put this in front of you because this is important.
So I'd be making some of these beats, say while Ryan is driving, I'd be in the passenger seat just kind of building on a beat. And so some of them started with that. A couple other ones were actually intended to kind of latch on to some of the hazing tracks from our previous album, but they were just too good. So we just held on to them for the next record. We were like,
What a
you know
weird
what?
mentality.
We were just like, you know what? Ideally, we wanted the hazing to be an EP, right?
Okay.
In
Like-
my mind, it is.
Yeah, like it's a
How many tracks is the hazing?
It's 9. It's longer than the technical EP,
fucking
but it's
long playing
still a fucking EP.
yeah.
That's just.
So shut the
It's our EP.
Yeah.
Shut the
How
fuck
dare
up.
you.
EP. So
EP. Fucking right.
so there were certain
Shattering
songs.
my image of the hazing right now. Isn't it an EP? I was like getting so mad.
Perfect.
So
Okay.
there were certain songs that kind of were made around the same time, but we were like, you know what? We're gonna hold off on those. We're gonna tuck them into the vault for now.
Yeah.
So that's where some of the tracks started. Couple more on the road, and then more recently we've just been doing like concentrated sessions, like overnight sessions. So we'll start, on a Friday or a Saturday night and just go until the next morning, and just bang out like different portions of a track.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
It's all the way through like that,
not all the way through.
but like just portions. So you
Recently,
like kind of
yeah.
piecemeal
More
them.
recently, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, like we went from we went from a living condition of all kind of being under the same roof to like spreading out amongst the cities. So we had to make the best of like the sessions when we were together, as opposed to like when we were all under the same roof. I don't want to say we took advantage of it, but there was a lot of downtime where like things just didn't happen.
No, but
and that's okay. That's okay, because now when we do session, it's like shit's gonna go down. You know?
Well, you know, I've lived with Mizzy, and I mean, there were periods of time where it's just like, okay, we're like doing nothing but this, haven't turned the TV on in like 2 weeks or something like that, and then it's like, no, but then you forget, you're like, I live here though. Like there was a couple times where Mizzy and I had to like check ourselves basically and be like, I don't want to do this right now. Like I want to just sit on the couch for a minute.
Well, yeah, we
because
have lives.
Here, you know? Like,
100%, man.
But it's like, you know, because it's a job, man. Like you go and you do it fucking non-stop. Like there's very little off switch to this stuff. Like I think sometimes people don't really understand outside the artist mentality. They don't really get the vibe of like, you are always you. You're always on. You're always this. Like you might be an accountant or a, you know, like, I don't know, like a fucking railroad conductor or something like that. But like when you go home, you're like not a conductor. Like you get to be the guy who watches Netflix and that's your job, like that kind of thing. Whereas like you're an artist. You're doing this all the time. If you're taking yourself seriously, if you're giving yourself a social media presence, if you're going on tour like you guys are, if you guys are, you know, putting things together in a proper way, you're always on. You always have to be fucking on. Because the thing is, it's so competitive that if everyone is at an equal skill level, which they're not, but if everyone is at an equal skill level on the competition, the thing that sets you apart is how fucking much you're on. How much more on are you? Are you always on? Or are you just kind of on sometimes and then you go home and relax and you're a weekend warrior or some shit? Like that, 100%. That's whack, right? And
there's no hours to this shit, man.
There is no hours to this shit. It's like you were just like, one day I've been doing this, and I've been doing this seriously and legitimately for this many years. And then one day you wake up and you're like, God damn. Now what? And you're like, all right, I don't know. Like, fuck it. I hope things are good. Because, like, you know, life will pass you by. Life in the Faust lane.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But for the listener's sake, are you familiar with the Faust concept?
Please break it down for us, brother.
Well, the story of Faust, it's a German folklore tale, and it's basically like the archetypal story of someone selling their soul, right? So it was folklore amongst like the people, and then I always butcher his name, but Wolfgang Goethe, you know.
I know how to spell it.
You know what I mean? Goethe.
I can't say it either. Yeah.
Right? So famous philosopher, poet. He wrote the epic rhyme.
See, I always thought it was like
Dr. Faustus.
I can't say it.
I don't know.
Yeah, you know how to say it. Anyway, yeah. What was the epic poem you wrote?
So he wrote Dr. Faustus.
Faustus.
Which was about the German, like a philosopher, professor who's basically tapped out his like human knowledge. He knew philosophy, he knew the arts, the sciences, mathematics, you know what I mean? And he was a little bored with life. So he made a deal with Mephistopheles, and then
you just
like
knew him, like.
Well, you know, he kind of made a summoning because he was looking into the dark arts and
I guess
magic and
himself
whatnot.
as a dog, though, right?
Yeah, he shows up as a dog initially, right?
Yeah.
He shows up as a dog, and then eventually they
like
talk.
a canine.
Poodle.
Okay.
And
I think I'm pretty sure it's a poodle, to be exact.
I'm not sure what kind of dog, but yeah. And
Fucking
then
poodles.
it's funny because the story is told in two parts, right? And the first part is pretty normal in the sense where, like, he summons a demon, makes a deal, but it's very followable, the events, and it's easy to relate to. Oh, he wants to meet a girl, like, you know, like very typical feelings and desires and whatnot.
Okay.
But then the second half of it just gets like totally mystic. It's harder to follow, you know what I mean? The events, the progression of things, and it's all over the place.
I mean, dude's
and that
making
serves its
deals.
purpose as well.
Yeah,
But,
like he's making deals with demons and shit.
yeah, but it's the archetypal story of the selling of the soul for greater experience, knowledge, and lifestyle, whatever, right?
Isn't that strange
But
how
then
that's
the
like
repercussions of it
Yeah,
as well.
it's strange though, like how that's like one of the oldest tales in time. Like that archetype you're describing, that is like very weird. That is like like, think about that. There could be stories of anything, and the most prevalent stories of our whole culture ever in the history of humans ever is good versus evil, and the redemption of one's soul versus, like, that's like fucking, that's crazy. That is like overall,
Yeah.
like, that's weird though,
And that's
right?
what we're trying to tap into, right? By like bringing the concept along, is by like drawing on that, on the collective buildup of the idea. You know what I mean? So if it all works out like we're hoping, you know what I mean? Then even in an unconscious sense, like the ideas being used and thrown out, hopefully tap into that greater collective subconscious. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah, dude.
because the idea itself is so significant in our society, especially within the arts and philosophy and whatnot, right?
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah, no, totally.
we're incorporating something that's played a much larger part than people may be aware of on the surface.
I feel like I'm saying this like every episode lately. I don't know. Mike probably has heard this a million times, but like, I feel like, I don't know. It's almost, I'm kind of losing my point here. I was almost like overthinking it because I've been saying it so much. But like, the fuck was I saying here? I'm blowing this right now.
Every show you've been saying it.
Every show I've been saying it. And you know, my mind almost blocked it out right there because I was like, don't say it again. I'm like,
I don't
all
know
right.
what's going on.
Nah, fine. You know what? I think you broke that down properly. I'm trying to figure this out. Fuck me.
Fucked it, bud.
See what happens when you don't prep for a show? You know what? You don't prep for a show. This is the final show ever, guys.
Thanks for listening.
Again.
We've got that charm.
Oh God.
You know, the last show ever with the
Yeah.
kids.
Whoops.
Shit. They just shut it down.
Fuck.
Hey,
I'm gonna remember like 4 a.m. tonight and text all
4
of you.
a.m. Styles. You're
4
gonna
a.m.
text them.
styles.
Also,
Can we
I
just put it in the
podcast. See you next week.
Yeah, that's it. I podcast. Yeah.
You want to play a game?
Say,
Let's play a game.
you want to play a game?
You want to play a game?
We can play a quick
You
game.
want to play a quick game that we play in the studio every now and again?
Okay. What's the name of this game?
Oh, I don't. It doesn't have an official name.
Uh-oh, I don't know what's coming.
Do you just
I
do
know what's
I don't know
Oh,
where
I
this
know
is
what's
going.
coming.
We'll call it the Flimitator
Flimitator?
because it's the flow imitator.
Flow imitator, flimitator. Yeah, we do this stuff. I think everyone does this. I think
I'm
any
sure they do.
any self-respecting MC rapper out there does this shit. Because if you could do this, this is kind of a versatility in your skill set. Like if you're able to, like, actually, we were talking about battling earlier, right, Kay? But like if you're able to imitate your opponent's style in a better way, you kind of take the bullets out of their gun. Like you really do. So like if you're able to do that style better, I don't know. Do you guys have like go-to impersonations?
Well,
Right now.
like we just randomly do it. Like if somebody's like we're running through like jams and we hear somebody that like we know or we're familiar with.
You're on the road for a long time. These kind of things pop up.
Yeah. There's all
We,
kinds.
we get all sorts of records that we get to listen to after shows.
Oh yeah.
So we're talking like indie local rappers. and
Oh,
shit.
everything, all over.
Yeah.
Mostly just people that we've come in contact with, whether it be local or be out of town.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right.
So okay, you want me to start? You want me? You want to start it off? You want to do something? See if we can guess what you're doing.
Let's see. So I was on the road, and a long time ago, not even that long ago, and I was talking about. I was trying to do. How do I explain this? It's weird. Sometimes when you're just talking on the road, you're just talking. Okay, like it's kind of like this podcast, but it's not recorded. So sometimes you're just talking, and I guess at one point in time, I said, I was on the road with Macca. You guys know Macca.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're on the road with Macca, and we're on our way to Rossland, I think.
Rossland,
which is like a nice little ski town. And we're on our way out there, and we're having a good trip. Everything's fine. And then I produced the song from Macca on Rude Man LP, some of you guys might know, called Natural Athletic. And that song, Macca does this part that, even though I produced it and I've performed it with him, I don't know how many times, I still have difficulty doing this part he does. And it's like, I can't even get it going to start, but it's like, bitty boom, boom, bye bye. She's the type of girl that just won't fly by, something like that. And I just butchered it there. So he's gonna hear this back and be like, "Fuck you," but I love it. It's all love. Team Rude. Team Rude. So anyway, I said that to him, and I was like, how come I can't impersonate you, and I'm like squad with you, like I'm like friends with you, like how come I can't impersonate you? And he's like, well, who can you impersonate? And I was like, was like, I can do pretty good emotions. And he's like, emotions? Like Dave Nelson? I was like, yeah. And he's like, how's emotions sound? So I was trying to think of like his single he had out a couple years ago called Wild Style. And Stylist produced that shit, and it was dope actually. But the thing I was doing was just like, I was like, stick it a ba ba, stick it a ba ba, stick it a ba ba, stick it a ba ba. Where's the wop wop? And I'm not even saying anything, but I'm just doing it. We were just fucking dying laughing all the way on the road. And then you know, for a while we just talked about that, like just how I was like, oh, is it fucked up? Like how, like your flow is like your signature, right? So like someone can like even do something like that. That means like you've obviously done something to warrant whatever. But sometimes I'm sure you guys are on the road, and maybe there's like some indie guys out there, maybe some demo guys, maybe some guys are still trying to get on, maybe some guys that you know are imitatable that aren't that. So who is that? Who would that be? Oh, you guys brought this up, so
let's play the game.
Let it just be.
You gotta guess who it is.
Let it just be known now that internally within ourselves, we rip each other's verses apart. We've had some great sentimental, some honest sentimental work.
Yeah, we'll shit on each other's
we
verses
will
so hard.
Take each other's words apart and put obscene shit in there, and it's some honest work.
For example, Jewel of the North, international songwriting competition semifinalist. Beautiful song. Like it comes from the heart. It's great. Jake wrote this great.
My verse is about my sister. I'm writing to my sister.
Yeah,
and the opening
hey,
line is, "Hey sister, keep your head up. I miss you." And this is what we came up with.
It's like, "Hey bitches, go and do the dishes." It just gets raw. Where you're like, you just take their flow and you say some stupid shit.
It's an
right?
award-winning song.
Yeah,
that's for my sister, bro.
Yeah.
But that's how ruthless we'll get. So
that's how ruthless.
We're haters to ourselves.
So like, hey,
not that this is hating. It's just we hear the flow and we're like, I could do that.
Nah, and actually,
let it be a disclaimer.
I don't know if it's just like hanging out more and more with comedians and like having stand-up influences on the show all the time here and just like in person, just hanging out with comedians way more. But the guys that can't take themselves like just not seriously, like the guys that are just, I don't know, like if you can't laugh at like what I was just doing there, like I don't know, like for me that's you kind of, you're missing part of the point. Like the part of the point is like it's entertainment, like it's funny. Like you guys don't think I'm not fully fucking aware that like there's like at least a good 25, maybe 30 minutes of just MD, this guy. like I am like I'd be stupidly naive to like not think that exists. You know what I mean? Like I'm totally aware, and because of that, it's like yeah,
DJ Scopes get there.
Scopes get there. Scope. Like it's like I'm totally aware of that, and to not be aware of that is like. You know, it's foolish, but I use it like armor, like some Tyrion Lannister shit.
When I used to live with you and your brother G-Tone, shout out G-Tone, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday,
G-Tone. Here I would walk in the room and the guy would be like, "My name is Mr. Miss and I'm rapping like this." Because that is me, you know, where I was like,
yeah. I used to do good Mizzy. I used to do really good Mizzy. I used to go, like. Mizzy, Miz, and I'm lizard in the flesh, and a lizard in the liz, and he's just like, way too many lizards in that. There's no one says. He's like, I don't even say lizard that much. I'm like,
yeah. So it's just like, it's like a fun joking thing, and it's like we just like to imitate people. You know what I mean? Like who's this? Like, when I rap, been a minute crap, been a laughs and a not style, that. When I rap and I'm in the flesh and I lose when I rest, but I guess it's close to home. You guys know this.
who's gonna jump in on this one?
You know who this is.
This is your game, guys.
No, I can no. NWD is like. No, the one that was Jada. When I rap in the lifetime, I take it the kite time. I see it at the night. Never mind.
Hey. Shout out, Nevermind. Yeah, shout out, Nevermind. What up, man?
All right.
That's fucking funny.
You got something for me?
33 kids, man. Fuck, it's so funny, dude.
When I'm a step in the pot, I'm going to run in the pot. When I'm in the spot, I'm going to reject the pot. Oh no, it's a life of time. No, I'm doing a terrible job.
Matt, was that Matt Zoe?
No.
From 33 1/3?
No.
That's not
That's not Mystify.
Mystify is fucking.
I don't know who that is.
Miss Five, he's got a dope
Miss
voice.
Five
I like.
says, oh boy, moving about a boy,
That's mystified for sure.
Yo,
Who was that though? Who are you trying to?
Try to do brash.
yo, you know what?
Brash was like, Brash is like. He's like quicker. He's like the Broncos knock. He's talking to Broncos and mocking and saying what I mean, and saying what I mean, and on the Broncos did.
Yo, who is that? Who is
That's
that?
Brash. That's our boy Brash.
Brash.
He goes by Mercy now.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Changed.
yeah. Oh, Mercy, yeah.
Formerly from the crew Ayo.
You know what? I could probably do a little Jacob Volve.
Oh, hit
Yo.
me, man.
Yo!
Yo,
Yeah, let's just clip the fucking mic first and foremost. That's Jacob Evolve for
What,
sure.
clip it?
Oh yeah.
What do you mean?
You come the hottest on the mic, man.
clip.
You got Monroe's like.
how about this? This is like,
You got Yak coming in like, yo.
yo, it's like, let me get the levels. Yeah, let me get the levels again.
Let me turn that down like
Yeah.
a
And
million.
then I'll probably
No.
say something really loud and then be like, yo, turn me up.
Yeah. Just like, fuck. All right. This Jacob, Jacob probably, you know what, honestly, out of everyone here,
Yeah.
I've probably impersonated Jacob on this podcast more times than anything. Because I'm always like, if Jacob comes up, I'll always be like, Jacob's dope. He rhymes like, yo, in my third eye, pineal gland. Matter of fact, archaeologists can't even stand but the Egyptian pyramids and that which I am rocking. People don't know me, but they know the tunics they mocking and talking like, some shit like that. I'm just like,
That ain't the flow impression. That's the word.
That's the freestyle,
That's
man.
the word.
That's like
Like-
freestyle impression.
I'm sorry. Actually, the real flow, I couldn't even step.
Drops the
Couldn't
Egyptian.
step.
Oh, yo,
The
there was-
Egyptian. Yeah.
All right.
Drop the
That'll always
Egyptian.
happen.
Just like shout out to Osiris and the pharaohs of the islands and some shit like that.
My description's in my bio, shipwreck.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I got more for you. You want more?
Yo, I got.
Maybe we should. I think maybe we should save this one for next round. We'll save this one for next game. I'll get you guys back on the way back from tour or something like that.
Word.
We'll get you guys back. But yo, we really appreciate you so much
Yeah,
coming down here
definitely.
tonight. How can people
Fun
follow
show.
you? How can people keep up with the tour and stuff like that? Rocket, let's go.
www.kidsmusic604.com. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at kidsmusic604.
Look at that Monroe, right? All uniform, so good. What else? What else?
I don't know. I'm trying to get on Snapchat. If you want some Snapchats from the tour, hit us up individually. You can find me as Jacob Evolved anywhere at
Okay.
Jacob Evolved.
Okay.
You
I like
can't
that.
find me.
Kids music 604.
Yeah, I'm at Misnum_PI.
Snapchat game on
Yeah,
point.
Snapchat.
Mine isn't. I'm trying to get.
Actually,
there.
Mizzy-
Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Misnum_PI.
Mizzy inspired my Snapchat game, which I think now is broadening.
I just like to do dumb shit.
Thanks,
The best
man.
is when
Okay,
we're just
thanks for
tour.
the
I think
support.
would be really fun for Snapchat because like when we went to Victoria, we got a little piece of it. Like when
Well,
and
those
when
ski
Act Two,
towns.
when Act Two was fucking like, where's the Wi-Fi? I'm like, I'm in the middle of this hick ass bar in Victoria. And I'm like, the black man is stealing the Wi-Fi. Is stealing the Wi-Fi. And people, these like old men, they're like, shut. When are you guys gonna be done sound checking? It fucking sucks. Like
Jesus.
it was.
Up to
They were
their
harsh,
fucking-
bro.
That's an aggressive environment.
We had fun.
You
It
know
was a
what?
good time.
It's going to be the exact opposite on the road this time. You guys can go ahead and check Kids. First date is in Kenora. What day?
April 29th.
April
Friday,
20.
At
what?
Shooters, 29th.
29th. April
Ninth.
29th, 2016. If you guys want to follow Intergalactic Interviews, which we recommend, I
should.
would
Do that.
I would definitely just go to intergalacticinterviews.com, find yourself a whole slew of episodes. And if you want to find previous episodes of Kids, you just search, that's a keyword, boom, Kids will come up. So Mr. Saavedra, how can people follow you online?
Follow me at the Saavedra on Twitter.
Oh, that's a very good one. How can people follow you on, say, Instagram?
Don't need to.
Don't need to.
Don't.
Hey, C-Mart, how can we follow you on any social
Yeah, here we
media?
go.
I
Let's
wanna
flip the
follow
cam
you.
to C-Mart here. Let's fucking flip that cam. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, how do we follow you?
C-Mart?
How do we follow you, C-Mart?
It's not necessary.
Not
not
necessary.
necessary.
Shop smart.
We love this
Smarter
guy.
than
smart.
And if you guys want to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat at MD_Boomsday. And ladies and gentlemen, we love you very much for listening. Make sure you subscribe to us on SoundCloud or iTunes or both if you're fucking just dirty. Let's go. That being said, kids, we love you guys. Thanks for
Bless
coming
fam.
out.
Thank
Say
you.
goodbye to
Definitely
these
thank you
folks.
for coming
Always a pleasure.
Great show, brothers. Okay,
Appreciate it.
be
Have a
safe
great
on
show.
the
Shout out
road.
to the Float House.
Oh yeah, check out
Boilito.
Float House
Boilito.
I podcast That is the promo
Yo,
code.
Save
Monroe,
that
did
money.
we not move some of the tanks in here?
Yes, we
Monroe
moved
and I go so far back with this joint because
moved
of our
the
connection
tanks.
with Koi. We helped move some of the tanks into this building.
See that? It all
Yeah.
goes way back.
And me and
Goes
Kelvin
way
helped them move
back.
in their Surrey location. Was it the New West?
White Rock,
Something
White
like
Rock, like
Location.
somewhere.
They have a lot of locations.
Probably Surrey. They just
Yeah, but
say
they-
White Rock.
Alright, guys.
It sounds
Straight up.
better.
Much respect.
We'll see you guys next week. We love you guys. Boom.
Yeah.
All day.